You are watching Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati.
Eswatini TV, hello and welcome. What a beautiful evening. It's going to be Monday. Of course, the date is the 4th of May. The year is 2020. Hello and welcome. The coronavirus pandemic continues, of course, to keep us in lockdown as we speak. Sporting codes and different sporting activities are still on lockdown. So, but that does not mean nothing is taking place in the kingdom. As you can tell, new changes within our studio, of course, as we keep to try to make sure that you are entertained. This is part of the renovation that Eswatini TV is doing to ensure that wherever you are satisfied when you're watching your programs, or when you're watching your loved programs, especially sports programs, that you are actually entertained. We thank you very much, the management of Eswatini TV, to make sure that this is at work. And of course, we'll have Linda Dlamini, of course, our in-house analyst, who maybe also has a bit of information to our news set and the looks and everything, and then just to give us maybe more information. Otherwise, a lot is expected to take place on this evening on the program. We talk about different sporting codes. The well-known go-kart as a sport, I would say it's an adventure. You would want to mix it with motor racing, but the people in charge, I would talk about Via Grant. They are already in the studio to tell us about the sport itself and how long has it been in the kingdom. Have they been able to have events and everything? We'll talk about that, and where are they based, and if you want to join them, what are the terms and conditions, the ins and outs, and of course you can get that. Now, during this time of the lockdown, most of the things that we are doing is to stay indoors. That means exercising in our houses. There is people who are specialized in that. A well-known gym instructor, Mbabane-based Arno Bakbosa, is going to be in the studio to tell us that how can you use this time when you're in the house. You could be using anything that you want to be using in the house. You could be able to say, I can go out and run, I can go out and do anything due to the lockdown that is still ongoing. So Arno Bakbosa is going to be in the studio to tell us about that. Now, Linda Dlamini, our in-house analyst, of course, he will come later on to touch on different sporting codes in the country and outside. It is still a concern as we speak. People have been told to stay indoors, but we'll touch on some of the sporting codes, especially golf. People are still seen at the different golf courses, especially one based in the Babane city, still playing. And we have been informed, we've been urged, we've been advised by our Kingdom of Eswatini government to stay indoors. We will also touch on that. What needs to be done to ensure that people do not be seen in public, especially during this time when I've been told not to move. Otherwise, enjoy the program. We're with you for the entire remaining 57 or 59 minutes. So I'm already in the company of Mpumelelo Ginitsa. Mpumelelo, good evening. It's a beautiful evening to be here in the studio, and I want to say you are our first guest on our first set in the studio. We welcome you.
Part of what is actually happening at Swazi TV.
Yes,
we're happy to be invited to be able to present ourselves on what we are doing on our go-karting.
All right. Yes. Now, there is a tradition that is ongoing currently, knowing we're dealing with this pandemic, this coronavirus. I will ensure that you are safe. You could be the one not really in a bad way, but you could be the one who is safe. I'm the one on the other side who could be walking around with the virus. We've been told that the virus doesn't move. People move with it. So I was in the house earlier on. I could have left my house with the virus, and then I could be giving to you. But in a way of making sure that you are safe, I'm going to sanitize and your hands will be clean. For the viewers, this is 1 meter. It's been measured. Whoever was in charge, like once again, I can say thank you to the management of Eswatini TV to ensure that this is 1 meter.
1 meter,
yeah, it also applies to me, Mr. Giniza, to ensure that I'm also safe. Now, we're talking about you as a guest, but we'll talk more about where people know you. We'll talk about the sport quickly, but people knew you in athletics. You are a legend. And now, Athletics, you are a legend. between 1996 to 2003. Maybe what did you used to do? But you're not here for that. But what did you used to do?
I was an athlete. I used to do long and triple jump. I was a specialist in the triple jump, whereby I represented the country in many countries.
Yes.
So I was just on the track, even on the sprints, the 4x1. You know, we're with the late Victor Shabang. We used to do a lot of competitions out of the country. In South Africa, the series, the APSAs, the engine series. So we used to feature there under Rentmeester University as in that team.
True.
Yes.
Enough. Because you come for that. Yes, we come for that for another day. Now, you're here for go-karting. It's a go-kart. It's a sport. When you talk about go-karting, we're talking about an adventure sport.
Yeah.
So, but you as an association, should I say an association or an organization? You are known as Via Grand Adventure Sport. Yes. Tell us about this sport, and maybe just to give a clear view to the viewers to say what type of sport are we talking about today.
Via Grand Adventure Sport is an organization which is 100% ownership, Swazi ownership, that is focusing on go-karting, which is most people, when you talk about go-karting, they get confused. In Siswati, like Siswati as Yes, but now in our case, we are now doing an engine.
There's no age restriction. I can see.
No,
the kids
we don't have.
Yeah.
There's no age restriction. You know, we're starting from age 9 upwards. So that is where we are. We're trying to accommodate everybody so that it's more of an adventure sport where people are entertained, and it's for all it's males, females. You know, so we're just allowing everybody because you go racer with their friends, you know, with family. It's always good. We have seen, like in our events, we have seen whereby a family, then
they go for a challenge.
So they go for a challenge, and they come to our, you know, to where we are having an event, and they are able to be entertained.
I'm so interested, Mr. Kiniza. Why Via Grand? It's something. It's picky. It's something that will attract you to say the name of the organization.
Yeah.
In a Nankulma at this point in time, when one wants to reach you, it's Via Grand. Yes, it's the sport. It's go-karting, but the organization is known as Via Grand. Via Grand. Via Grand.
It was just a name that we picked up from as planners, strategizers, as no, let's go for Via. You know, it's where like though it seems more like
it's a term we know in town when you greet someone and say, hey, I'm going, hey, Wahambega, hey, Via Grand, yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to see the context of the name and this organization.
Go-karting is whereby we are via ngale kart. You know, it's more like it's something that is moving. It's not something that is still. So low Via Grand Adventures has to do with is something that is in motion.
True.
So that is why we chose to engage this name for our organization.
Now, you tell us about the events, and I was talking to my colleague Linda Mas. They say that you guys had 2 months back, you had something special for the viewers. But let's talk about your objectives as an organization. What are you guys? What's your target? You talked about earlier on, could see even kids from the age of 9 upwards, they're involved. But so what are your objectives as an association?
Our objective as an organization, we are offering entertainment for families. We're offering entertainment for, you know, people in the corporate organization. It's just like people who have an interest racing against one another. Adrenaline, who wants to beat you know, in racing, go-karting. Lone challenge yokuthi in the near future utawufuna mhlawumbe kuyofinyelela ku racer kubo markets to market, you know, and all that. They all started in this Gulama go-karts.
True.
Yes, they are in the Hall of Fame of go-karting. So our objective is to provide the entertainment for the people were mostly on the entertainment part.
True.
For the people, because Swaziland somehow hasn't had this sport.
True.
You know, there hasn't been this sport, but our emphasis, we are emphasizing on the entertainment. That's where we are.
Mr. Guinness, when I look at you in your background there on a beautiful screen, I'm seeing the type of materials that you're using. I don't know, you need a license. Tell us about that, because if you say from the age of 9, one need to know how to use that first. Yeah. So maybe I'm asking from a point of view of a viewer who've never stepped in that manufacture, in that material. So tell us about the material itself. How many do you have? Are they not expensive to get them here in the Kingdom of Eswatini? How do you get them, and how's the process?
Actually, with the material, everything that you see here has been manufactured locally. You know, we've manufactured everything, and we have outsourced some material from our suppliers internationally. There are some parts that you can't even get in South Africa, or some parts that you can't even get in South Africa. So we manufactured everything, like you know, the steelwork.
How old is that kid?
The steel.
If maybe I'm too rare, because from my way of seeing things, this is maybe a way of to say, there is the adventure, which is the fun part, and then but there is the aspect of knowing how to use that machine. So for that child to be able to use it, probably I'm ranging around between 10 and 12.
Actually, the issue of knowing how to use it, this is where it's a very simple machine. It's different than a car.
True.
I'll engage a gear. There are no gears to engage. The only thing that you use, there's an accelerator on the right and a brake on the left. So we just teach the people how to, we train them. There's a light training that they go through before
you take the
yes.
Because I've seen in some movies where, you know, people, you struggle when they go in, and you know. Yes. So my question exactly is answered. Now you have instructors who ensure that someone is taught how to use the sport.
Before you can engage you in the racing, we make sure that you are able to drive this thing, you are able to accelerate, you are able to brake. Then we can allow you to
So
continue.
you are an instructor yourself?
We have an instructor that is able to make sure that anyone who gets on the cart is safe. He will not go crash, you know, because they don't know how to brake or where to. You know, a car it's a car. It considers you to know how to drive this thing.
All right.
Otherwise, it's not complicated.
So this was in one of your events?
Yes, that was our event at the Riders Ranch with World of Motorsport.
True. So I think the viewer at this point is asking himself, if I know how to drive, if I know how to engage a key, if I know how to brake, then automatically I don't need an instructor. I know how to drive, then I can go in the car and drive. Or there is a specific lesson that you need before you drive that?
There is a specific lesson that you need, because this is different from a car, you know. So we make sure that we show you the training. For example, the brake is on the left, so it's possible that you may engage the brake with the accelerator at the same time.
True.
Yet in a car, you accelerate and brake, you know, with just the same foot.
Yes,
So we must train you so that you don't confuse your driving. So we help you instruct how to drive the go-kart.
Now, when I look at this place, you talked about it's one of the venues that you use at Riders Ranch.
Yes.
So it's one of the venues that you have now, in terms of facilities and everything. That's the only place currently you're using.
Actually, we were able to secure Manzini Club. You know, after this event, we're supposed to go to Manzini Club, where we had secured a contract with them. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 it then hindered our progress, which currently we don't have an exact venue. You know, we are hoping to secure one underground, but Swaziland doesn't have you know, on the parking lots. In most countries they use parking lots as venues, and in Swaziland we've been struggling to secure one whereby we're able to utilize it. Because Swaziland, it's because of the rains and everything, you are able to run the sport even when it's raining. But in our case, we're currently looking at outdoor, which is readily available.
So I think maybe just another question for a viewer to say, it's a sport, an adventure sport, but the difference between that as a competitive motorsports, when you look at this sport, go-karting, you look at also motorsport.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate them?
In our case, you wouldn't differentiate it that much, because when when it's more like it's an adventure sport, but in the process you are somehow racing, and it's in one field. It's the motorsport. That is why it's under the World of Motorsports, organization in Swaziland. The issue is that it's not a professional in the level that it's a miniature car. Yes.
I can take my daughter, my son, just go for a fun
so that is why it becomes an adventure.
Answered. Yes. When you look at your organization, Mr. Kinitsa, what are the long-term plans in terms of maybe ensuring that people also are aware about the sport and everything? What are the plans for the Viagrant institution? I want to call it an institution now. What do you guys have as plans long term?
Our long term plans is to invade the nation of Swaziland with the sport, to fill all the regions, whereby we're having events, people are entertained, and there is no lack of entertainment. People are exposed to the go-karting as a sport, and they're able to compete with one another, and it can lead even to a national championship. That is our long-term plans. We hope that we will be able to achieve that, because everything is already on the drawing board. So our expectations are really high, and we really expecting people to come and be part of us.
Now, you talked about the organization. You guys hosted an event a few months ago.
Yes.
And then I think you were starting to make people understand and know about the sport. COVID-19 is here. Obviously you're affected as an institution. I'm calling you an institution now. As an organization, you're affected. How much affected were you? And currently, how has COVID-19 put you back? And I'm looking at the plans you had. You talked about now you were planning to look for new places where you can use and where you can rest and where you can actually host your games. Let's talk about the impact, the negative impact that the COVID-19 has had on you.
COVID-19 has really gave us a really bad impact, in the sense that when we started, this project has been going on for quite a lot of months. We have invested so much in it, and we're hoping that after the round one WEMS event at Riders Ranch, we'll be starting up having this event at Manzini Club. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 has let us down, in the sense that we are unable to continue with it. And we're supposed to be having the round two already, but still we are unable to continue, and everything now is just stand still. So it has really affected us. We had people whom were supposed to engage to be part of the organization, but right now we are unable to bring them in because we are keeping social distancing. Wow. So I can't get closer to you.
Yeah.
So
and I think I'm planning just to bring family and friends and members, just to have fun for the sake of it. It's a nice sport. I think it's mostly youth will have a good time with that. And thank you very much for your time. But I think next time when you come, we want also to know that inner information about your athletics career, and how much really can you impact youth athletes currently who are facing tough time. And thank you very much for your time. And we want to say keep it up the good job. I think this such sports we want to have in the country. We've seen them internationally. Yes. We want to have them in the country. We want to see that it is possible to have them here. So thank you very much for being here. And we also pass our appreciation to the organization, the entire board of the organization, for your time.
You're very much welcome. We really love that even next time you invite us, because we do believe that we're still at a process whereby as soon as this COVID is over, because we do believe that it will pass, we'll be able to establish ourselves and able to bring back to the Swazi people and show them that we are not here for a joke, we are here to deliver.
There you have it. That is Mpumelo Kinitsa, of course, was in the studio to give us more details about the sport in the country. When you talk about, go-karting as a sport, an adventure sport, we've seen it internationally, but it is here. People like Mr. Kinitsa, who are well known when you talk about athletics, he's made history. So he's making sure that the Kingdom of Eswatini has this and that potential. Of course, it's going to be a short break, but going for the break, it's going to be a short go-karting montage to show you some of the events that they recently, had as an organization. Otherwise, Arno Bakboza is in the studio. He's going to give us more details about the sport. Don't miss out. It is Temidlalo, the new renovation of Temidlalo show. After the break, Bakboza is in the studio. There you have it. We're still live, of course. Your show, Temidlalo Live Show. Of course, we're live on YouTube platforms. If you're joining us internationally, there's a chance, of course, watching us from YouTube. And of course, we're once again taking this chance to thank Eswatini TV management to making sure that your programs, your live programs, is of course, changed. You look at the where we are currently, and we're welcoming guests like Arno Bakboza already in the studio. He's a second guest. He can put it in the diary of history moments he's made here at Eswatini TV to say he was the second guest to appear on this new set that is launched today. Of course, it's good to have you, Bakboza.
Good to have you too.
It's good to have you. What's that?
That's for you, buddy.
That's for
Before
me.
we start here.
But yes, I wanted to see that working on your face. Yes. So maybe just for the viewers, you walk with it.
I think this come to a lifestyle now. Yeah, so it's here to stay.
And there's a mask as well.
There's a mask as well, yeah.
I like that. So it's not only about the gym, it's about you as well. Now, Bakboza, you're here. Thank you very much. We know you, and people out there, especially the viewers, they know you as one of persons who's very active in terms of gym. Who is Bakboza? And how did you become a gym instructor or a fitness instructor?
Well, started transforming by myself. I started for myself, transforming myself, and then it came like I had to do a course as a personal trainer. So I went to school as a personal trainer. I studied for 2 years in Cape Town. So after that, I just...
School, learning how to train people.
Yes.
Fitness-wise.
Yes.
So that fitness means how to lose weight, how to gain weight, how to define your body, all the details.
Yes. That's how it is.
Wow, that's a start. And then?
So from there, I found myself working in the gyms, different gyms in Cape Town. So I've been sometimes using my phone, working from distance, but sometimes it's too hard to, in terms of using the cell phone nowadays, sometimes it's expensive to use because sometimes you don't have a Wi-Fi to be connected to Wi-Fi to people that is not closer to you to be sending the program. Some people, they don't know how to use a program, so sometimes it's difficult without a gym. Yeah,
I think for a viewer, one would say you could have picked basketball, you could have picked tennis. Why fitness all over the sport? Why did you choose fitness?
Okay, I can say bodybuilding for me it's just a call, because I didn't just pick it. I found myself into fitness.
Any family member who did that before?
Come again? I was a runner before.
Any family member from your family who once also was?
I was the one. I'm the only one. Yeah.
So you said it's a call. So God started this generation of bodybuilding from you, so that your descendants are going to follow you. Of course, yes. Yes. You've never played another sport competitively, because now you do this competitively. You've never done another sport competitively.
No, I've been doing only this thing fitness. Yeah, I've been doing fitness since from school. I can say yes.
So now you finished the 2 years fitness courses, then the calling is there. Of course, we can see how you're progressing and you come in the kingdom of Jesus. Tell us now when you came back, when you say, this is me, now I'm taking the road, this is where I'm heading.
Okay, when I came in Swaziland 2014, I left to from Swaziland, I left to Cape Town. And then that's why I found myself studying to be a personal trainer. Then I came this side 2014, December. 2015, I stayed without working. I was just doing a business. And then 2016, I started forming bodybuilding competitions and all that. And then 2015, I started working at Mbaban Club. It's where I've been doing my personal training.
This is you.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe because you're wearing your clothes, but there you look bigger than here. So which year was that? What happened? Which year was that?
That was a qualifiers for a world championship. Yes.
In 20...
Last year.
Last year.
Yes.
So I'm not trying to say remove so that you see, but basically you are like this currently.
I can't remove it here.
No, I'm not saying remove, but I'm saying currently you are like this.
Yes.
Wow. Now, let's talk about also then you have a gym. I think people who are in Babane will relate a lot. And then I think maybe some in Manzini, you have a gym now.
Yeah, there's a gym in Eswatini. That's where I'm located now. That's why I do my personal training.
Yes.
Yes.
The gym is called Transformer, so you transform people.
Transformer Studio. That name, it didn't come just for nothing.
I've got about 5 or 6 colleagues who attend the gym. So have they been transformed?
we did transform them, but this thing of transformation, it comes with a discipline, compassion, and determination. So it's not only about training, so you have to focus also on your diet and all that. So I can be training you for like 5 years, 10 years, but if your discipline is not there, you can remain the same.
Let's not talk about the discipline, because if we meet somewhere, because you've warned me about these things, but I still don't listen. Now, a lot of people are concerned. I have a colleague, let me expose him. His name is Linda Mast. I think his concern is here. I think it's the tummy. So the exercise I'm looking at the screen, what are they working on? Maybe for the viewer to understand.
Okay, what we have to understand there is training at the gym is not something that you're going to eliminate your tummy. As I said, I can be training you for like 2 years, 3 years. But if your discipline is not there, it won't work. Nothing it will work. It will be like having a shower with a raincoat. That's what I can say. So diet is the most important. Is the key.
So you guys, if I'm not mistaken, squats, you're working on your legs.
Yeah, they were working on your legs.
So when you talk about diet from there, what the lady you're training, what are they supposed to take?
It depends on the goal of a person. So we work according to the goals of a person. We don't just say we look at you and then, hey, let's take this. So we have to measure you, calculate calculate the fat percentage on all that, and then we take it from there.
I think that's where many people wants to hear something about you. I want to believe they are working on your abs.
Obliques.
Yes, the side of the stomach.
Yes.
So there is the discipline is required. What do you eat? Everything we eat, it goes in our term.
Yeah, we are what we eat. So, as I said, fitness is like the key is what we eat. So, what I can say, you have to balance your meals. The good food for me, it can be poison for you. So, we have to check on you. We have to check on your blood, all those things. So we work according to that. So we can advise you what you have to be taking. Yes.
And then another thing I think it's important to mention, Mr. Babos, is the commitment. You can't come Monday and come next Monday. So it has to be an everyday workout thing. You can't say I'm coming on Monday, then you come on Thursday, then 2 weeks you don't come. How the effect of that as well?
Consistency and rest days are most important. We cannot say you have to train 7 days a week. I can advise you to train 4 to 5 times a week. Rest days are most important also, because you have to recover and you have to take a nap, power nap. You have to rest enough, sleep at least 7 to 8 hours, drink a lot of water, So that what can transform your body according to your goals.
So you opened the gym, I think it's back in sometime last year, but now there's already COVID-19. It's a business, I want to believe, but it's a calling. You have the passion about this sport, but it is a business. One would want to mention. How affected are you as a gym instructor? Of course, you've closed now. People can't attend your gym, but how has that impacted you negatively?
It's a big blow, I can say, for business-wise, because it's something that we have got a family to look after. So. Yeah, you can't be at work without eating anything. You can't be at home without eating. So you have to put something on the table. That's what I can say.
You're holding bottles of water instead of maybe using the weights you have. I think there's a message you're trying to send there to people. What are you saying with this?
Well, that's what's to tell people that doesn't matter where you are. You can do anything according to. Like, you can burn fat wherever you are. You can build your body. You can keep your body on your own shape wherever you are. Doesn't matter whatever you use, because keeping your body in shape is just a commitment. It has that's what I can say. It's a commitment and eating proper. So anything you can use, beat the machine. Don't wait for you to be using the machines. So yes.
So people at home now, Barbosa, maybe this is the last question. People at home, they are not moving because of this virus. So how do you ensure that now they get your assistance? Of course, you can now talk, you give them tips, do this like you just say. They can take a 2-liter water, they fill it with water, they can move it as a weight. But now, those who can't reach you for other exercises, how do you ensure that they keep their body fit in their house?
Well, some people, they got my number, so sometimes we share the workouts on the WhatsApp.
Oh, you share the workouts?
Yes, we share workouts on the WhatsApp. I got my page also that I post on my page. People, they get to view it. So yes.
Well, maybe quickly before we leave, another thing I wanted to find out is that this time of the lockdown, I think this is some of the things they can do in the house. Tell us maybe few or 2 or 3 things people can just do in the house, where they are with that movie. I'm someone in the house, I don't have any weights, I don't have anything. Probably I want to burn fat, or I want to lose, or I want to increase, or I want to keep fit. What are the best maybe advice you can give me? Just few things I can do to keep myself active.
Diet is a key. I don't just say it anymore like it's a diet. We must say it's a lifestyle, because you're gonna do diet for like 10 days, 12 days. Tomorrow, when you finish the 10 days, what's gonna be the next thing? It's about yourself. So do whatever you can do. Run around your compound, do the homework, like can be cleaning in your house. This is a part of exercising. Do something, make the movements. You can't be sitting from morning to sunset watching TV. You have to do something. You can be running around, you can be skipping, you can be doing push-ups, whatever, moving the sofas there and there, you are cleaning. So yeah, we have to be doing something. Yes.
But suppose I want to come to your gym and I want to have you as a personal trainer. How possible is that?
It is possible, but myself, I'm a person that I like committed people.
And I'm not committed.
You are not committed.
We've had this talk before.
I've been advising to have some proper training and proper diet.
So I ran away.
You said the same.
What's my problem?
Discipline.
There you have it. Ano Papoza has revealed to the public what the problem I have. I'm not disciplined because he's been inviting you. Thank you very much for being here. And I think we want to hear from you once the lockdown is over, how we can get you, how we can also attend the gym. I think maybe you can come and let us know about the fee and how to attend. But it's in Eswatini, that's where the gym is.
Yes.
So when the lockdown is over and it's open, then people can attend.
The gym at Eswatini, you can meet me at Eswatini, and the gym is there. We open from 5:30 to 9 p.m. You can get me also on my cell phone number 786-086-84 or on my page Barbosa the personal trainer.
Wow. On
my Instagram Build Not Bot Athlete.
Yeah, I've heard that hashtag Build Not Bot. Now Let's take a break, of course, with Linda Dlamini already in the studio to give us a proper look of some of the issues that are taking place in the Kingdom of Eswatini, especially when you talk about issues. There are people who are still in sports practicing. When you talk about that, it's golf in the Kingdom. We'll talk about that, of course. We'll leave you with this, Bakpoza, highlights of the COVID lockdown.
Itiko letempilo kwesixwayisile ngesifo lesivelile kulamalanga i-coronavirus COVID-19 bagcizelela kakhulu ukuhlendeka kwetandla lokumcoka ukuthi itandla digezwe nawugeza tandla ke bashilo ukuthi digeze lokungenani ama-seconds lam-20 ngemanti lagijimako lanesipho lokunye ke labasixwayise ngawo ukuthi latingalweni lingahlala leligciwane udzinga ukuthi letingalo nato utiwashe ungashintshe itandla kuphela for 20 seconds nalamkhathi sinwetandla ugeze nakhona litawufa ligciwane kanjalo. Ngiyacela ma-loyal viewers gezani tandla nihlale ekhaya nihlale niphephile sitayinqoba i-COVID-19.
Now, from the moment it was announced that there will be no sporting activities due to the ongoing COVID-19, we all felt that. But imagine how much work you can do in your house just using your chair. It could be anything you have in your house. Take a look at this. From my own chair, I'm able to exercise 30 minutes per day, from biceps to triceps to my abs. But what are you waiting for? It is doable, it is possible. I'm able to do all the work. No matter how much time it will take me, I will stay active. Now, if you're a soccer player, an athlete, a gym instructor, anyone who loves exercising, use this time. It is doable in the house, in your own time. Stay safe. Together, we'll win this war.
Imidlalo yonke imisiwe eveni. Hlala ekhaya utivikele kulesifo i-COVID-19. Lokumcoka ukuthi uhlale ekhaya. Sitawudlala imidlalo uhulumende sekazivumele.
Kulesikhathi lapho khona umhlaba ula nemkhuhlane i-coronavirus, uhulumende kwakuleli ucele wona eMaswati ukuthi akahlale ekhaya alandele imihiso nemihambo yenhlangano yomhlaba emhlabeni. Kanike ngabe mbukeli ukuthi ngakala ukuthi uphume ekhaya ngoma ke uye emsebentini. Hlala ukufake i-face mask. Kanike ngabe kubita ukuthi ukhwehlelela emkhonweni. Sitawubonana mbukeli mayibuya dona Temidlalo ngabe sitawulandzela dona tinqumo ta hulumende. Stay safe.
So lokukhutsatwa kona ke ukuthi hlale ekhaya uhlanzekile ugeze tandla.
Keep fit, stay home.
Ungayi ngaphandle kuyodlala imidlalo.
Hlala ugcoke i-face mask.
There you have it. Keep safe, keep home. Stay at home, of course, to ensure that you're safe. COVID-19, it is serious, indeed is a deadly one. So we want to ensure that we follow all instructions that are coming from the Kingdom of Eswatini's government together with the World Health Organization to ensure that we are all safe. Now, if you just join us, we of course already in the studio. I'm in the company of Linda Dlamini, and like I said earlier on, we are also live on our YouTube channel. Dlamini, welcome you. It's yet again another Monday. It's been a long time.
Fabrice ngiyabonga for the opportunity bala but kakhulu ngivusele emaloya viewers ekhaya ngibonge kakhulu ngasomandla uNkulunkulu ngokungcinela impilo ngiyabonga Fabrice.
I mean, you maybe you can just have a few words about pertaining to where you're seated. It's something maybe not similar to where you were seated last time. So just to say this is one way to ensure that the viewers are always satisfied. There is more work to be done, of course, but we're talking about now moving to the right direction.
Fabrice, one guy who's very, very lucky, but part of Eswatini TV Sports for quite some time now. Maset lengahlala ku before. About 7 years ago, but luckily now kunyalo i-management letsela kona solo siyazama Fabrice iyazama kuzama improve siyethemba ukuthi kukhona lokutabo mhlambe lokunye lokubhetha.
Thank you very much, of course, for joining us, Dlamini. Go-kart, they were here. Uthini ngale sport, Dlamini? Now ibuka nje the sport, it's an adventure, but is it something maybe that one would want to join just for the fun of it?
There are few things Fabrice lengitibuthile noma lengitivile lapha leti ngithokotisile njengokuthi letimoto labadlala ngato takhiwa lakhaya lekuyinto lenhle ushilo wathi long time ago besikudlala lokhu sithi imgugugu mhlambe mina la ngiqhamuka khona shiselweni sithi demotion so nyalo babe sebadevelopa lo moto sebafaka le engine lokuthi tithambele titvume lengicaba ukuthi indvo lenhle lokusiyakhiwa la kangwane sport velele besolo sidzingeka bazidlala and ngicabanga ukuthi nebamva if uzidlala bamvana kunengila siyakhona cause umvana lona 7-8 nakazidlala nakafika bo 17-18-19 utabe vele pro asayibambile cabanga nje ukuthi indvo lenhle lokho ukuthi ama sports angeteka la kangwane.
We've touched on techball, one of the sports that is of course new in the kingdom. I mean, singasho ukuthi I position yakho kule association as TD wakhona technical director. There is some work you've started doing lokufaka khatsi taking the techball tables to the team. And I think I listened to one interview with Rio Matsenjwa when he was talking about how it does help you during especially this time when a player are not active. Awusichazela kafishane mhlawumbe ukuthi senikuphi nyalo ngive ukuthi you've mixed now you are planning to mix the tables to some of the big clubs within the country.
Fabrice siyathi ukuthi i-techball idlalelwa etafuleni and akusiyo i-contact sport ukuthi mhlambe sitawutsinzana noma sitawusonzelana litafula nje lelidze lapho khona umdlali abangale emshiya loya nalomunye abengala bese sekadlalwa lengicaba ukuthi kulungisa kakhulu i-technique sike sachaza nge-techball nyalo kwesengela ukuthi ema teams incumbi la ema clubhouse icishe bombabana Highlanders mbabana Swallows lamhlanje bele ngibabana Swallows itolo beliye kuNksandi bele ngibabana Highlanders bawudlala kulo info leyo letabasita bashilo ke badlali bebabana Highlanders ukuthi kubasita kakhulu ku technique nale awareness nje ngicaba ukuthi idinenge letingo bahleli ke Fabrice abajim akavumeleki lothi bangene egroundini batsinzane kube nalawo ama contact so i-techball ibona ukuthi kukuhle ukuthi lama teams kube khona info labatawucishe bashukumise umtimba abaphumeli ngaphandle lelitafula lile kulama clubhouse uyabona badlala kulo nothi ukuthi bataye ema groundini bawudlala.
Master asengithika kancane ngu-expose ngoba kuyatsingeka lesinye isikhathi master angathi ukuthi ukhulumile yini na president walenhlangano noma public relations officer but una position as a TD kusivetera tinye tinto limali netafula linye
Fabrice
netafula linye limali
li costa around bo 60,000 emalangeni
so ni mixa ngakhe kwanyaro so far.
It's mixe 2 shots silmixe kumbabana Highlanders na umbabana Swallows leswa mixile sibuke kusasa ukuthi mhlambe lingaya ku Manzini Wanderers nabo Monen Pirates because la khona ematafula
asengibone letafula emoyeni kunembuto lenawo master ngicela kulibona letafula le 6,000 le
60 not 6 60,000
60 and then add 3 zeros on the side 60,000 my the tafula actually it comes with the ball because the ball is also branded as a techball ball.
Techball ibola le special ya Fabrice akusiyo le bola le ejwayelekile yona ilayithanyana kancane akusiyo nje mhlambe ukuthi utaya lapha esitolo fika utithengele ibola iba specific ukuthi ufuna ibola yedlala i-techball
bamba lapho ke ngosi ang link 60,000 linye.
Yes.
Nina ngakho matafula
sina 5 ka techball ematafula la khona
so le matafula ng 5 ane value of 300,000.
Yeah, around
yes.
lap.
No, this is a huge step. I mean, there's something we need to take in notice and appreciate. It's a new sport, and you already have 5 tables to give to teams to ensure that they're trained. This is something nice. So, 5, 2 have gone for the top clubs within the Mbabane city, Mbabane Swallows and Highlanders. 2 are going for Wanderers and
Monen
Pirates. And then the lenye they said tawuya kuba.
Setawubuka Fabrice cause sikhulumisana nalama teams nangabe labadlali bakhona le kuma clubhouse cause njengoba ngishilo ukuthi kufuneka lama teams lana ma clubhouse angeke nje sithathe ilitafula silibeke egroundini lithatha silisa le kulama club lana nje i clubhouse yembabane Highlanders.
Mbabane Highlanders. Yes. Now TT, for this moment you are a TT now. TT, this falls under physical training for the players. So do you then get a chance to say, you give tips to the trainer of the coach to say, this is how you use it? For sure, before you give them the table, you also explain to them, this is how you use the table.
Fortunately, Fabrice, ngala kumba bana Highlanders nje, ukhona Njabuliso, lo part of i-tech ball, lo phinza ben goalkeeper coach kumba bana Highlanders. So tonke letinvo leto te arrange onke lama cishe ngithi indlela tekujima wabahlalela phasi wabadwebela ukuthi kudlalwa kanje nale mithetho idlalwa kanjena ingakusita kuphi tonke letinvo leto watenda hence kulula ke labadlali bembabane Highlanders.
Master, ngicela ukuphenza ngibuthi niyabapha noma
no asibaphi Fabrice. If ema teams alifuna litafula atawukhuluma na tech ball baba organizele because lithengwa overseas eHungary then selitawubuya ke ngala if lama teams alifuna but leli sendela nje kusi lama teams atikhiphe busy during le lockdown then istabe seselithatha nasekuphelele leso sikhathi levunyelana.
Yeah, Dlamini ngicela wendlulisana ngumulayeto ku president and the association sayidzinga le launch. COVID is around but nasekuphelele COVID start
i-launch Fabrice bokhona la interviewer general secretary na president basho ukuthi i-launch bekumele ibe khona i-launch Fabrice secretary wakatech Fitech beketa la cishe bonke bamvu minister bese ba inviteile cishe nje bonke bamvu lebengathi bakhulu beba inviteiwe beyivele i-launch bese ivele ikhona ilanga selibekiwe. Unfortunately ke kwavela na i-coronavirus tinvo tabe sesiyashintsha but akapheli lutho Fabrice itawulaunchwa imedia itawubitwa.
Asibambe phasi kuba TT sekubuyela nyalo ukuthi so insathele ke nyalo. Master, you're already in the studio. Let's talk about this issue. I think we in the process of understanding that government together with the entire world, they have advised us to stop exercising publicly, especially practicing sports publicly. But there is a concern. I think we're not picking names to say Sibone Bani adlali Galov, Sibone Bani adlali Galov, but there is a concern that there is these days people are seen active playing golf at the Mbabane club. So far we can say that one thing people should understand is that competitions under the golf business leagues have been closed, but they are seeing people publicly training. What's your reaction to that? I mean, what are we saying when we see people? And then I think maybe quickly before you will talk, but we will have a touch call with Mr. President Albert Mhlanga, maybe also to hear his take, and then I think we'll hear maybe from the directors when he's available to talk to us. Yes, he's available to talk to us. We want to also take that call from him. Mr. President.
Yes, good evening.
Sikuvusela baba Mhlanga.
Ngiyavusela ba.
Yes, Eswatini TV Temidlalo live show. Singacala ukuvethela ukuthi ngise studio no Mr. Dlamini Linda Dlamini.
Yes.
Yes, Baba President, we are just calling to just to get your reaction pertaining to this issue pertaining to the issue of coronavirus. We know that all sporting courts have been closed, have been actually put on hold because of this coronavirus. And I think we recently had a short interview with you where you mentioned that you're advising mostly golfers within the country to stay at home, and maybe they will get a chance to show their skills again once the situation has been better. Please correct me if I'm right.
I thought what was close was the organized competition.
Yes.
We should bring a big crowd. So I thought that those are the ones that the clubs should not be hosting, tournaments. So those, as far as I know, have been stopped. But the Mbabane course, well, there are people who because the only training for golfers is to walking around the golf course. So if you see some people walking around golf course with that golf stick, it's training, practicing as such, but not a tournament.
As an association, maybe to say, I think people who drive around the roads, they maybe the circle there by going up to the Mbabane Fountain, others coming to town. You do see people playing. So, are you, as an association, also have you noted that as an association that people do play during their own time, especially these days?
Yes, yes, we do notice, but we thought practicing is not close because it's small groups and the social distancing is quite wide. If you can notice, players probably will be about more than 10 meters apart from each other when they are walking up the course. So, as far as I know, that is adhered to, and so they're working in those groups, but very far away from each other. But I wasn't so sure. I didn't know that even that is been closed as well. I thought it was just the tournament.
Mr. President, Mr. Mhlanga, the Eswatini Sport Council announced, I think, a few weeks ago to say no one should be seen in any field of play, even if practicing. So, what are we now saying about these people who are seen in public practicing?
Okay, maybe there was a misunderstanding about practicing because I thought that was not mentioned. I thought it was just the organized grouping, like clubs organizing competition, and you have a group of golfers playing. That I thought that was not that was what it is meant for. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, but practicing we thought it like if for instance I walk around the golf course playing golf on my own, is that not allowed?
Maybe just before we conclude the interview, because the Lomtsethu yasho ukuthi stay at home, go only leave your house if it's necessary and if it's urgent. So then if people are seen public playing, that means it's not urgent and it's not necessary. So it still falls in what the government is trying to say. Don't go outside, or don't be seen public outside if it's not necessary. But maybe going forward, what will be the message for them to say, knowing the situation going forward? I think 2 or 3 or 4 of them are listening to this interview. Going forward, what will be the message you would want to give to them to say, knowing the situation, what should happen?
I think as for one, of course, then I think we'll put the message to the management of the volleyball club. Maybe they close the course completely, but the clubhouse is closed. The course was open for walking around. But if that is the situation, I think we'll have a discussion with the Mbabane golf club management to consider actually then calling the whole course so that it's not open even for walking around or even for practicing.
Mr. Mhlanga, thank you very much for your time, and I think we keep in touch to know how things are going and how things are how golfers will try to respond to this.
Yes, we apologize for misunderstanding, but all I know is that whatever precautions are put forward there, they are in good order. Because I understand the management has put the roof of sanitizers. Even if you practice, you still go through all those processes.
Thank you very much for your time. That's Albert Mhlanga, the president of Golf Union Eswatini. I think the way he's trying to explain is that maybe even golfers are not aware that this is not allowed, because Nabatsi, don't leave your house, leave when it's necessary. I think things, when you talk about necessary, bakuruma kwesibhedlela utsenga ukudla you wouldn't survive without. You can't survive without going to hospital if it's necessary. You can't survive without food, but you can survive without playing under the current situation. So I think it's the way maybe even some of the golfers are thinking to say we're just taking a walk. But what's your reaction, Tamil?
Fabrice, there's one thing I don't understand. Kutsi nawusuka endlini wendlula lama roadblocks labekiwe.
Baningi abagcoke nama-mask.
Feb, nawusuka endlini undlula lama roadblocks bakufuna incwadi uthi uya kuphi. Cause bashilo ukuthi kuhamba ema-essentials only. Yabona ngiyatibuta ke ukuthi ufike uthi uyakuphi wena ngicaba ukuthi leti info leti sike sayikhulumisa before kwaba ngathi kuyabinzeka but inyalo sekuphinze kuyachubeka ngicaba ukuthi yes vele it's an open space lapha eMbabane Club but noma ngibani akavumele ukuthi angene etinkundleni tetimidlalo adlale umdlalo noma practice because kwashiwo ukuthiwa yonke imidlalo imisiwe. Yabona ngicela siyacela nje ukuthi bonke labadlalako kulesikhathi lesi asibeme.
Because at this point in time maybe one would want to say is that it's never good when you're addressing an issue like this. I mean, it's never good to pick names, but maybe one would say some of these people you see them and you know that you know them and you ask yourself, are they listening to the rules that are being put there? This is a serious issue. So we should understand how it goes. But going forward, let's hope we're not going to see them again. I think the president is also going to keep in touch with clubs. What do you think about that as well?
Sikatsile Fabrice ukuthi babite onke lamaqembu, babite bonke labadlali because yes, golf is an individual sport. But sikatsile ukuthi babite lama golfers, babite lama clubs, bawakhulumise. Ngakolo ushilo wasibaseta ukhuluma lapha but ovala mhlambe nalindzawo vele kuthiwa akusa practiceelwa khona ngicabanga ukuthi le ndlela le itabe ithethe step lesihle kakhulu I golf association.
Thank you very much, Dlamini. Now internationally quickly, Dlamini, some of the leagues have closed. When we talk about the Netherlands league, the French league, the Belgium league, they have all these leagues. Nothing has to be done between for the 2019-20 season. They have taken decision, they've cancelled all the things. What's your take on that?
The Dutch league Fabrice icanceliwe. Ushilo ke president webhola yakhona ukuthi bekuyibitha day kucancela le league. Ngicabanga ukuthi inkulumo lebe kube likhulu lokuthi le decision bayithathe kulandzela ukuthi ngicabanga ukuthi ne league yakhona be competitive kakhulu. iAjax beyine competition this season and nawubuka le tafula la khona ke Fabrice Netherlands kune Ajax, there is no PSV, there is no Feyenoord.
True.
Ku number 2 kune Alkmaar team labanengi labatibuta ukuthi bebambene neAjax ngama point umehluko beyi goal difference. So ngicabanga ukuthi bekukunengi vele lokukhala but ekugcineni kwayo konke le league bese seyakhanselwa yase Netherlands.
Now when you talk about the top leagues, there is now the remaining one is the English Premiership. You talk about Serie A, you talk about your German league. What are they saying?
Serie A babuyele namuhla bayajima ema teams. Unfortunately for stars Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo uvalelekile ekhaya abese holidayini ku Ireland nemvanakhe private jet yakhe ise Spain kan eSpain tonke tindiza atihambi so akakungeka khona kusuka le ku island yakhe angene eSpain athathe iprivate jet yakhe ahambe aye eItaly. Ngicabanga ukuthi lokho iJuventus angeke kuze because bayadzinga ukuthi banabacala kujima star player sabo sibe khona.
Premiership singakatsanini
I-Premiership Fabrice nakhona kuyabuka njengoba sishilo ukuthi emaqembu last Monday aqala abang 3 babuka ukuthi khamba kanjani but nakhona kulawo maqembu lawo ngasho ngathi West Ham yaqala yajima Arsenal ne-Brighton. Yes, but for Arsenal dineng letindzaba because some of them players akavumi i-pay cut the likes of Ozil but nakhona unetizathu takhe sitawubona Fabrice nakhona kusamonitor le situation.
Ngeva bathi Tour de France ingenteke ibe khona.
Ingenteke ibe khona i-Tour de France Fabrice because itawuqala ngaSeptember kanye uhulumende so khulumile ukucegisa kuhlangana kwabantu khona eFrance ngenteka ibe khona. They are hoping ukuthi nasacegisa embamba uhulumende kuhlangana kwabantu kutabe sekungilesikhathi se-Tour de France.
There you have it. Unfortunately, Dlamini, we're against time. I know we have a lot to talk about, but thank you very much for being here and being able to be welcomed on the magic chair. This is the magic chair. I mean, I think you understand that when you bring someone, you want to get the response for the interest of the public.
Fabrice, posing a call. When years ago, now ngala Bonel Gama, Bebasi legend, Umbotile Lingual viewer, Yatsi, come on, man, Selting a Gama legend, Fabrice, Velasang da Bobitanga, because it's Malual viewers, what's wrong to build a legend. Now, there you have it. That is Linda Thamine, our in-house analyst. When you talk about expertise in any sporting court, he has all the information. And of course, thank you very much for the president of the Golf Union, Albert Mhlanga, for that clarity. And I think he was honest and sincere to say, we will have a look into that. And of course, other guests that we had in the studio, including the News Sport Go, you're talking about Via Grand, and also talk about the Bakboza, who came in the studio to give us the information. Otherwise, those who are watching on YouTube platforms, we say thank you very much for joining us. And of course, for the loyal viewers at home, we also say thank you. If you missed the show, of course, there is a repeat the next day, 8 in the morning up to 9. Otherwise, until next week, Monday, it is Temidlalo. Hello and welcome. Good night.